Alright, welcome back to JK Rants and Reviews. I'm John, this is Caleb, and today we're going to be talking about the X-Men movies that we think are important that lead up to the Dark Pheonix that is coming out very soon. We're leaving out Origins and Wolverine, Logan,
Deadpool 2.
Because we're just focusing on the group effort that led us to this movie, because this is the end of a lot of characters as we know them.
Although, I might quote Deadpool, because these timelines are so confusing.
Right. Well, I think Fox has come out and said that they're getting rid of these characters and they're going to reboot, other than Ryan Reynolds. So they said Ryan Reynolds is the only one that they weren't going to recast.
Yeah, because Disney got rights?
Right, Disney bought Fox. But because of the stuff that happens in Endgame, that it will open up a multiverse, which is in the Spider-Man trailer, and that will open up the doors to X-Men, and I think that's a great way to interject the X-Men in the new MCU.
It definitely is. It just kind of breaks my heart, because I have gotten used to McAvoy.
Oh, yeah.
And I've gotten used to the characters, in the later X-Men films. Well,
and some of them they haven't had a chance to shine, like the guy that plays Nightcrawler. He's fantastic.
Yeah, he is. And also, Gambit got canceled again.
I know.
I've been dying for this movie since right there.
You only got a hint of it in Origins, and it was all bad. So we have the first X-Men movie, which was the big superhero mashup that pretty much had never been done before. I saw it in theaters, and I was pretty much blown away.
Yeah, I was about 9 or 10 years old. So for me, it was getting to see these characters that I saw by playing the Sega Genesis game and by watching X-Men, the animated, yes, and getting to see all these characters come to life and getting to introduce to Tyler Mane, who eventually became Michael Myers. Yes, I will continue to bring that up. Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart,
fantastic actors.
You put those two actors in the same film.
It's Sir Patrick Stewart.
Sir Patrick Stewart. My apologies. Come on.
Right.
And this is also where you get Huge Jacked Man's first appearance.
Right. It's funny, though, because they told him to get in shape, and he was like, all right, 3 months, I can do that. And then they actually had to go back and film his shirtless parts after he'd worked out for, I think, like 6 months or more. And he still wasn't very big, nowhere near as big as he was in the rest of them, but it was just funny.
Yeah.
And what's surprising about these movies is, though, like you just said with those two actors, that you got Ian McKellen and Sir Patrick Stewart to come back for this many movies is amazing. World-class actors will come back to a superhero franchise that many times.
And I won't lie, when you fast forward a little bit to Days of Future Past, and you're getting that, oh man, their performances there working together.
Just 15 years later or whatever it was.
Oh man, it's so good. Okay.
And they don't age.
As much hate as I feel like a lot of people give the X-Men films, they gave us a lot that we weren't going to get anywhere else.
Right.
Yes, there are problems riddled throughout all of these films, but
I think they did it right. You started off a little small scale with the mutants kind of hiding in the first movie.
Yeah.
And you kept it small. And you had some good throwbacks to, the prison camp, the Nazi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then you ramp it up in the second movie, and you have the Brotherhood and the X-Men having to come together because the government's coming after the mutants.
Yes.
And so these two movies, we could nitpick some stuff, but the first two are fantastic.
Yeah, I got to see both of those in theaters, and I want to say that was among my first. I think that's a lot of people in my generation's first time seeing that much on-screen activity. Like, you have so many heroes and so many villains and multiple storylines happening in the same film that and they did a good job of not making it confusing.
Yeah. Well, this is also in a weird time. You have post Batman and Robin. You have you had Blade, which was a great movie. You had Spider-Man that was coming around. Like, you had some stuff that was on the way, but this is what really for Marvel and for a lot of superhero mashups, this is what paved the way. Now, when they keep it small scale in the first one, and the second one they ramp it up very nicely. You had some other actors that came in that was fantastic, and then you had the third movie where they were like, let's ramp it up again, and they kind of too much.
They definitely may have taken it a little too far in that one.
Right, and this is something we could rant all day long. Everybody hates the third movie, and I'm not even going to say I hate it, but it's not good. It's not anywhere near the other two.
I didn't like it when it first came out. My brother loved it. And actually, when it came out, I just... After I rewatched it about a year ago and gave it another shot again, I actually do like it. I won't lie, even the animated series did a better job at the storyline.
No question.
But it was good. I mean, there's definitely lots of problems.
Right, for the... yeah. But, I mean, overall, though, I mean, it has a lot of heart. It has great acting. It has some awesome fight scenes. The CGI gets in their way a little bit because I think they had a big budget and they just weren't as attention to detail. That's just kind of how I feel it came off.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, obviously everybody's destroyed it over the years, so we won't do that. But yeah, I mean...
I enjoyed it. It does have rewatchability for me personally. Then again, I am the guy who likes Jason X. Sorry.
I'm glad they did it, but I'm glad they're redoing the Dark Pheonix storyline because this isn't good enough. This isn't good enough.
See, here's where I get worried. If they're redoing this storyline and then they're going to go in and reboot, like they're why I don't know. That kind of breaks my hopes and dreams. And I've also heard that there were reshoots because of certain things that were
because it was all up in the air and Fox was like pumping money into it, and then all of a sudden they were getting bought, and they kind of washed their hands of it. I think at one point Disney and Marvel were like, they didn't even know if they were going to put it out.
Yeah.
It's like with New Mutants, hadn't that been struggling to get out forever? There's no way that's coming out now.
All of the X-Men things that were like getting hightailed and they were going to go, all of a sudden got this red tape, except for Deadpool. Like, Deadpool is still going on schedule.
It's just, because it's a money-making machine.
I won't lie. I will be there I will be at the premiere, or at least the day after, and watching a Deadpool movie, because Ryan Reynolds was definitely made for that role.
Absolutely.
And the fact that they gave it an R rating helped, but I'm just afraid of rebooting the Dark Pheonix storyline and then just killing it. Does that mean we're going to reboot it again in 10 years?
Okay, here's my thing about this, is because you kind of rebooted it with First Class.
Yes.
First Class, it was amazing. Like, I won't say one negative thing about it. I love that movie.
That was the first X-Men film I decided not to go to theaters to see. So I went and I rented First Class, and I was just shocked at how great it was in comparison to what I had seen before. Now, I'm not saying that any of that was bad. What I am saying is that movie took me way further than any of the other X-Men films at that time.
They turned everything up the right way. They did better CGI. They got Kevin Bacon, which this is the second time I've ever seen Kevin Bacon. This is the second time I ever saw him in theaters. For as big as an actor as he is now, he's B. He's cult classic, cult favorite B, but he's B.
Stir of Echoes is a great movie.
No, it is. But I saw Hollow Man. That was the first time I saw him in theaters. But no, and then you have Michael Fassbender, right?
Yes.
You have James McAvoy. You have some phenomenal actors that are on their way up and already doing some stuff. Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence. I mean, you have all these great actors you're coming back swinging with, and they just nailed it. They knocked it out of the park.
And the storyline keeps you involved. Like, I feel like where these earlier ones struggled a little bit was keeping you involved in all the stories that are happening. This kept you, like, scene to scene, like, no, go back, I need to know. No, go back, I need to know. I need to see. I need help. Right.
And with this, like, these were building to the Dark Pheonix. This just goes on to other storylines in the X-Men, universe. They're like, oh, you liked First Class? Boom, take Days of Futures Past. Take that. This is why I don't call it a reboot, because it's in the story. It's in the history of X-Men. So it's okay to do it. And not only that, but you brought back some of the best characters from these movies and intertwined them with the phenomenal actors you got from these. Great job.
Days of Future Past is probably my personal favorite in this lot right here. I think that it did the best that it could with tying in all of those actors together. It gave you so much, and I'm not gonna lie, the more Wolverine, the better. That was the only downfall about First Class, is what made me a little sad was, Wolverine. But of course he's not gonna be that involved in it. That's not his story. Days of Future Past for me is like, it's the one that if I'm thinking about watching an X-Men film, I popped that one in.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
The only negative I will give it is the fact that this is the movie where I mean, you've seen it before, but this is the movie where I was really getting worn out with Magneto being the bad guy, where you trust him and then he backstabbed you. You've seen this before a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen it. And to do it again, it was starting to get old. But I will say, let's talk about the best part of this movie, and that is Quicksilver. Amazing. That's the best scene in the entire movie. It's so good.
And,
so good.
Oh, that actor, I can't think of his name right now. I love American Horror Story, and Evan Peters. Peters.
Another great actor. Nails that role.
See, rebooting this, we're not going to get him. We're not going to get Jennifer Lawrence. We're not going to get James McAvoy. We're not going to get...
I think Jennifer Lawrence, though, is turning into the Wolverine of the franchise, where she's used where you don't really need to have her in every movie, and she's not powerful enough to really carry it. She has a lot of heart and stuff like that for a person that was a villain. That I just feel like she's a big presence that shouldn't be ruling the like you should have focused more on Cyclops for some of these, I think.
You should have focused more on the Cyclops. We should have gotten some Gambit.
Right. Like I just think Wolverine, because he was such an awesome character and he's a great actor, that they just poured all their focus in this one actor. Yeah. And now they're doing it again with not quite as much with Jennifer Lawrence, but that's just me. She felt like she was a little forced because she's such a big name.
I still don't have a problem with it. I get the point, but yeah.
But then we go to Apocalypse, which another great movie, another great Quicksilver scene. It might even be better than the one in Days of Future Past.
Apocalypse was a letdown for me.
So the only problem I really have with Apocalypse is how he looked. If you look how he is in the comics, he looks awesome, he looks big, he looks bulky, the big jaw, everything. He looks larger than life, he looks scary. But in the movie,
he looks like ooze.
You get this guy. You get this guy right here.
I mean, I won't lie, I will rewatch that Power Rangers movie. I don't care. But that's not what I went to see.
I mean, there's cosplayers that do a great job of looking like Apocalypse, and you got this guy who, like, his acting is good, like, the threat feels real, but he doesn't look like what you've come to know and what you want, and he just looks weird.
And I will say, I am a huge metalhead, but I feel like the force of using Metallica as the Four Horsemen was just a little much.
Well, I like that you got Archangel, even though he's kind of weak, and I like the other characters. Storm was a little weird. Once again, this is the movie where you get Magneto as the villain again, even though that scene is awesome when he's in the woods. The scene is awesome. It's just I need another villain.
That I'm hoping that maybe if we can, well, judging by the trailer of Dark Pheonix,
looks good.
It does look good. However, I'm kind of afraid of getting what kind of happens with the X-Men films, where you're like, yeah, and then you go to the theater and you're like, I mean, it's still good, but the trailer looked better.
Yeah. And the scary thing is, like, will they kill everybody, or will they just, like, reboot it into the MCU? Like, will it, like, be this all of a sudden time shift thing?
And with the reshoots, does that mean we're going to get a deluxe edition where it has the original cut, or maybe deleted scenes from some of the original cut, where there's a different ending, where this universe continues on, and you can imagine and hope and dream, where you get to see Professor X as James McAvoy some more, because I think he does good. But I don't know. I'm really torn. I'm really hoping it's good. I'm just really skeptical because of things I've seen before.
Well, and the fact that Fox was struggling and you know, Disney was trying to buy it, and they kind of put their hands up, kind of from what I was understanding. So yeah, trailers look good to me. I am nervous going into it. Yeah. I'm giving it all my support in the hopes that it's good, because so far this is a solid franchise. There's some ups and downs, but this is a solid franchise. The problem is Marvel comes in and just reinvented the formula, and these guys got caught up in, like, a good formula, but not a great formula.
I also don't want Marvel to do the thing where they just make this their new thing,
Cash
and
cow.
kind of start ignoring what they've already got going with Black Panther, Spider-Man.
Yeah, you really need to.
I mean,
because that's the problem with X-Men that I've always said, is the X-Men was an amazing idea, because you have a license to make superheroes out of nowhere. It's a gene, it's a genetic thing. Boom, he has elastic, whatever. You can make characters all day long. It's not like you actually have to have a backstory with the rest of them. They just are mutants and go. Yeah. So it's good. It's good. It was a great idea. It made a lot of money. But putting that into other characters that either had to work for their special abilities or had a special circumstance, it kind of takes it away when
Yeah,
you just Joe Schmo now can breathe fire.
So yeah, it's kind of like what you have when you have the Justice League. Like, as much as we all want to see that, when you sit down and think about it, Superman is so much more powerful than everybody involved that it feels underwhelming to have anybody else involved.
Right, which is why you should have kept Superman dead and not put him in Justice League. He should have been the main villain.
Should have been the main villain. That's what I've been saying the whole time.
Ugh.
Yes, X-Men. We'll do a DC video soon. Actually, I kind of wouldn't mind hitting a couple things on that soon.
Yeah.
But X-Men. I'm super stoked, but I'm also super scared.
Yeah, if this goes out on a great note, I will say that this is a phenomenal franchise, but this needs to go out on a great note if you're going to reboot everything and start it integrating into the MCU, and it's no longer just mutants and mutants versus humans.
Yeah.
So you need to go out on a big note. Everybody needs to bring their A game. CGI needs to be on point. It has to have some heart. Yeah. We'll see what happens. I've hit a few trailers, a couple of them, and then I've hid from trailers because nowadays they just give too much away. You get enough really to get my money, which they had my money anyway when you stamped X-Men on it.
I'm gonna go see
one
it.
view.
I'm gonna go see it.
But anyway, comment down below. Let us know your thoughts, your concerns, what you think. Let us know. Let us know what you guys think. Make sure and like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification button so you can get some more R&R. Until next time, JK out.
Who would you have play the new Professor X?
Who'd you have play a Wolverine? Right.